Hey everyone, welcome to the
Big Back Bros
Resurrection.
This is the Big Back Bros Resurrection, and we are under new management.
Today we will be reviewing Tacos Party. It's a restaurant out in Loganville. It's at 4685 Athens Highway in Loganville, Georgia. First of all, the outside environment featured this pretty cool logo. It had a taco with some maracas and a sombrero. But other than that, it was kind of bare. It was in this kind of strip mall area, but it was near a Quick Trip. You know, lots of businesses around, so there was nothing that stood out too much. But overall, just solid outside area. We entered in, and there was absolutely nobody inside.
Just to go off of that, Tacos Party, it's kind of secluded. There's not really much around it. But I mean, it is kind of a hidden gem. As we get on further into the podcast, we'll discuss many more things. But the outside, it's just a regular restaurant, not much. The logo, it's a pretty cool taco with sombrero and maracas. It's pretty modernized, very youthful. I really like it. The outside was pretty clean. And yeah, Jack, how do you think about the service?
So obviously, as the name suggests, Tacos Party is a Mexican restaurant. Before I went there, I actually thought it was like a fast food restaurant, but no, it's a sit-down restaurant. The service was okay. There was no one there, so for no one being there, it felt a little bit slow. We really only got to see our waitress maybe 3 times, maybe only a few refills here and there. I think we have 2 chip refills. It was all right service, but I've been to places much busier with much more better service. Employees who are really, really on top of it. Overall, maybe a 6 out of 10. I mean, it's not the worst service. And the waitress was very nice. She was very sweet. She got us our food, decent amount of time. But overall, just not a ton of, just checking up on you at all, really, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with there. The service, it was honestly pretty good. The waitress was really nice. She got us sat down immediately. I mean, there was no one in there, so I would hope so. But yeah, we finished our chips in probably about 10 minutes. It probably took us a little bit longer to get another refill. And just the basics, I've been to many other Mexican restaurants, sit down, and I've gotten chips faster. But honestly, it was pretty good service. I'll have to give it a 6 out of 10 too.
Moving on to the food. Mentioning the chips and salsa, the chips and salsa were excellent. In fact, I think the salsa, some of the best I've had maybe in all of Monroe or Loganville.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
It was very tomatoey, but I think it had a nice spice level to it. The chips were nice and crispy. There was not a ton of them, and there's 3 of us, so it went by pretty quickly, but overall, they were very good. They also brought out these 3 sauces. I wasn't the biggest fan of them. There was one that was green and can't really describe the taste. I just not a big fan of it. They had a really spicy one, really, really spicy. If you're a spice fan, you would love that one. And then they had this steak tasting sauce. If you tried it, it tastes like steak.
Yeah, it was not my favorite.
Personally, I ordered the birria tacos, and I've never had birria tacos before, so this is my first experience with them, and they were amazing. It had 3 tacos. Was it birria sauce? What do you call
Consomme,
it?
yeah.
That was really good. I think it was a little lacking in flavor, the sauce, but overall, it was really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, the chips and salsa, they're actually pretty good. Chips, just kind of regular Mexican restaurant style chips, but the salsa, I'm gonna have to agree. It really tasted tomatoey, and I honestly really enjoyed it. There was also a little bit of a spice to it, so it was very refreshing. The salsas, I mean, the green sauce was not my favorites. Then the very spicy one, I'm pretty bad with spice, so I didn't really enjoy it. And then the steak tasting one was just not it. But so I got a burrito and a taco, and both carne asada inside of it. I really enjoyed the burrito and the taco. Taco had onion and cilantro on it, along with steak, and it tasted very good. The burrito had some rice, some beans, some steak, and then some cheese inside. I think it tasted really good. It also came with a side of rice and beans, kind of just like your basic rice and beans. And then I also did try Jack's tacos that were birria. I have had birria tacos before, and they were actually pretty good. The birria was tender, it fell apart in your mouth, and the consomme was good. I really enjoyed the food. I think I'm going to have to give the food around an 8 out of 10.
Our good friend Chris joined us. He also got just a burrito. And when you order only a burrito and not a burrito and taco, the burrito is much larger. And overall, the menu was pretty extensive. They had lots of options. They even had ramen. I've seen more diverse menus, especially at Lost Trace. They have Chinese food at Lost Trace. But overall, really extensive menu. Lots of options to choose from. So burritos, tacos, burrito bowls, whatever you wanted. Out of all the food I tried, I think I'd also give it an 8 out of 10. The rice and beans, I usually do eat the rice and beans when I go to a place. They were not the best, but
I mean, they weren't the best, but like it's kind of just basic Mexican restaurant style.
No one really eats those.
Yeah.
The rice tasted like nothing, kind of like just like a paste in your mouth, and the beans were watery. And I tried them when they were cold. It didn't taste very good. But no one's really rating anyone's rice or beans here.
Yeah.
So overall, I think an 8 out of 10 is very fair.
Mm-hmm.
The food tasted great. It is a little bit far, so this would be more of a every once in a while type of place. But
yeah, it is in Loganville compared to the Monroe area. I feel like the Monroe area is closer to both me and Jack. So, well, like we would probably opt to go to a Mexican restaurant in Monroe rather than that.
there's lots of Monroe Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
I would say overall the cleanliness, there was nothing that stood out to me. I will say, if you care, I believe they had an 82 health score. But personally, I don't care. I'll eat no matter what. But looking around, like the place seemed clean enough. Really, cleanliness, all that matters is if I look around and it doesn't seem dirty. If I notice anything, then that's really bad. But overall, there was lots of tables. They all seemed like kept up. They had like a buffet area, but I don't think the buffet was going on at all. So that was kind of closed up. Overall, solid cleanliness. I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I guess I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I don't know.
Yeah, the cleanliness, it was actually very, very good. Usually I'd see like some scraps on the floor. I did see a few, which is like, it's not that big of an issue. I mean, it's only a few scraps. Like, it's not like they're going to be like cleaning every single minute. Just walking in.
It was really dead. So
yeah, it was really dead.
Maybe they should be cleaning every minute.
Maybe. So, I mean, just for that, I'm going to have to give it a 9 out of 10. But personally, like, it was just very clean. Like, there wasn't like really a problem at all.
Now with the pricing, it really depends on what you get. The birria tacos was $14.99 without a tip, and that did break the bank. But I do think birria tacos are just an expensive item. I believe Chris's burrito, it was a solid size burrito. I've seen bigger from lots of different places, but it was solid. It was probably around $12. Decently pricey, but I mean, you can go to any place and you'll probably pay $12 for a burrito if you go even a fast food place. For it, you get the burrito and you get the chips. Honestly, solid deal. How much was yours?
Mine was $11, and honestly, I think that's a great deal. I got half a burrito, a taco, and then some rice and beans. Like, personally, for $11, you can't really beat it. It's a lot of food, plus the chips and salsa. Plus if you get a drink, it'll probably come out to about like $13 or $14. So I honestly don't think the pricing's that bad. Compared to a bunch of other Mexican restaurants I've been to, the pricing can be a little bit pricey. Just compared to all of those, I think the pricing is very, very good. I would rate the pricing around like 9 out of 10.
Yeah, even with your burrito, even though it was half, it was still solid size. I think pricing-wise, obviously there are places that are cheaper, and we'll get to that in a minute. We will rank and discuss all the Mexican restaurants within the area. But I think the pricing, I mean, it's up there as probably one of the cheapest places for good Mexican, right? Like,
agreed, yeah.
You will go to places and you'll spend a good amount of money, and it's just like really, really mid. Here, you pay pretty solid price, get really good food, pretty good service. They have lots of sauce options. We had the ones we mentioned, the sauce and the 3 sauces. They had Valentino.
Yeah, Valentino extra hot, yeah.
They had that. So you're getting what you pay for. You really are. I think I'd get the pricing probably around a 9 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. I did pay a good amount for my item, but that's because I probably got a more expensive item.
Yeah.
And we'll give a special thanks to Silver Sky Woodworking for their support of our channel. Without them, it would be impossible to record this. If any of our listeners need custom furniture, accent walls, cutting boards, or custom cabinets, they should head over to viridiannews.org and click the link for Silver Sky.
And we're always looking for new sponsors, so let us know on viridiannews.org if you would like to be a part of our work and reach our audience with us.
So let's compare Tacos Party to a few other restaurants. So really within the Monroe area, we have probably 4 heavy hitter Mexican restaurants, right? We have Los Tres Amigos, which is near downtown Monroe. We have Cocina Fuentes by Zaxby's. We have
San Andreas
in the Publix Pavilion.
I think that's it.
Yeah. I've been to Tacos and Beer. Shauna's been to Tacos and Beer.
Yeah, I've never tried that.
But it's the same as Cocina Fuentes. Just comparing everything. So with the environment, it was a little bit bare bones. You walk in the restaurant, you walk in the store. I mean, they have a few posters up, I guess, for the Tacos Party. They do have a good amount of posters for their food, which was cool. And they have a kind of a TV. They have like an open kitchen, so you can look into the kitchen, which was neat. And they have a TV just showcasing their food. But I've seen, I guess, more authentic feeling environments. This kind of just felt like not fast food, but it definitely didn't seem like an authentic sit-down type place. I think going environment-wise, it's definitely near the bottom, maybe like a 3rd or 4th. I think the most authentic is Los Tres.
Yeah.
Los Tres, you walk in and it's just, you can tell, like, this is an authentic place. I think maybe Cocina Fuentes. I think I'll go Lost Trace at first for the environment. San Andreas, because San Andreas does have a pretty cool building. Like the interior is probably the best part of San Andreas,
Yeah.
which is saying a lot. And then third place, I'd probably go Cocina Fuentes because it's kind of basic, but they have pretty solid environment. They have a nice bar area. They have good TV setups, good, just authentic feeling in the last Tacos Party because it's just kind of empty. And then you can talk about the service.
Okay, yeah. So service-wise, I mean, like, it might fall a little bit lower than the rest just because, like, it was very, very dead inside, and we just, like, didn't get as much refills as we would have hoped for. So compared to, like, all the other ones, to be honest, I think we get a little bit more service there, and they have more people there always. So, honestly, I might have to put that, like, honestly below all of them, to be honest, at least for me.
I think Lost Trace is
Lost
really,
Trace, yeah, the
really,
best.
really good about service. You get drink
Mhm.
refills. You get tons of chip refills. You can sit there and eat 5 baskets of chips before your food even comes.
Yeah.
Honestly, Cocina Fuentes and San Andreas, they're about the same service-wise. You can't really tell a difference there. But I think Tacos Party really stood out as having pretty mid-service.
I also agree with that. So I think San Andreas and Cocina Fuentes, they're on like the same wavelength, and they are honestly higher than Tacos Party because of the amount of people they have in the restaurant at all times and how much chips they give you. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put Tacos Party at the very end of that.
With the food, I think it's hard to beat Lost Trace. Lost Trace seasons their meat, which you would think every Mexican restaurant does.
Nope.
But Cocina Fuentes and San Andreas, the meat, it just doesn't really taste
It's very,
seasoned.
very mid.
And I like Cocina Fuentes. I like the one specific menu item, the AC Texas. It's chicken steak, shrimp on rice with some cheese and onions and tortillas on the side. That's probably my favorite thing to get out of all Mexican restaurants. But that's just not a lot of seasoning there. Lost Trace, the steak always tastes excellent. Chicken always tastes excellent. Everything tastes amazing at Lost Trace. And I think second is Tacos Party. Tacos Party, the food tasted amazing. Cocina Fuentes and San Andreas, I think it kind of blows it out of the water, really. It's hard to reach Lost Trace, but if any restaurant would reach Lost Trace, it would be Tacos Party. The food was really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Lost Trace, like it's very, very hard to compete with their food. Like the seasoning, as you said, is honestly a very, very big part of their food. So I'm gonna have to put Lost Trace at number 1, Tacos Party number 2. I honestly prefer Cocina Fuentes over San Andreas because they put peppers and onions in their AC Texas, which I do enjoy. So I'm gonna have to put that at number 3, and sadly San Andreas number 4.
Then we'll go on to the pricing, and once again, Lost Trace number 1. Lost Trace is the best Mexican restaurant in the Walton County, by the way.
Yes.
So Lost Trace, everything is really, really cheap. You're eating great Mexican, lots of food for
Yep.
not a lot of money
And
at
you're
all.
saving your money.
I know like 3 tacos, Lost Trace is like $7. You want like meat and rice, it's maybe $10. Whatever you want. They have combos. Their lunch combos are really cheap. Their dinner combos are really cheap. So I think pricing wise, Lost Trace just takes the crown. I think Lost Trace really sticks out at number 1 on every metric you could find.
Mm-hmm.
Tacos Party, the pricing, I probably slide it in the 2.
Definitely.
It was
yeah.
cheap. It was really cheap. And I don't really know birria taco prices because I don't eat birria tacos until right now.
They were pretty cheap.
But yeah,
$15 is pretty cheap.
$15. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, for your combo, $11
It's pretty cheap as well.
for a burrito, a taco, rice, beans. Chris, who got a very good sized burrito for like $12. I mean, you go to Chipotle, you're paying probably 17 plus for
Yeah.
the burrito he got.
Definitely.
Cleanliness wise, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really pay attention to the cleanliness of
Yeah,
restaurants.
Same.
But but pricing wise, I think it'd be 1 Lost Trace, 2 Tacos Party, 3 Cocina Fuentes, and 4 San Andreas. San Andreas is the most expensive Mexican restaurant, and it's really mid for the price.
I agree with you there. Like San Andreas, man, it's good, but is it worth the price? No, it's just not. And the food is just like mediocre compared to all the other ones in Walton County. Like this is not like I do enjoy San Andreas from here and there, but I would much rather go to Lost Trace, get something that's cheap and honestly better tasting.
Much
than,
better.
Yeah, than going to San Andreas. I mean, Tacos Party, it's a pretty good restaurant. It is farther away if you want to be in Monroe, but it is a good restaurant to go visit and to go try. So I highly recommend it.
I do think Lost Trace is the best, really with everything, including chips and salsa. I know at Tacos Party, the chips and salsa are great, and our friend Chris was raving the chips, but he raves about the chips no matter where we go.
Yeah.
He was like, the chips here are the best. Aren't these the best? Aren't they the best? No. Lost Trace.
Lost Trace has the crown, man.
They have their crown with every metric. There's nothing, no one can beat Lost Trace.
Yeah. So, I mean, to conclude this, I think we're going to have to go with a ranking of all the four. I mean, I think Jack has the same ranking, but I'm going to place Los Tres at the number 1, Tacos Party at the number 2, Cocina Fuentes at 3, and San Andreas at 4.
Yeah, the exact same.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to the Big Back Bros.
And tune in next time to listen to us discussing Journey's End, a buffet in Loganville.
And remember, stay eating, bros.